Stigma is a big challenge that patients continuously to face in my country. It ranges from employment termination, denial of visas, and even family breakdown. And my story is a true testimony of this stigma. I attended the burial of my friend who died of hepatitis B. It was a very big, unique event because he was buried like someone who had died of Ebola. The family members never wanted to extend close to his corpse. Neither did they want to keep him around for some days. Only those who were putting on gloves were allowed to get closer to his body. This raised a lot of questions, but with no answers. But on the other hand, it helped me to dig and do some investigations and research about hepatitis B. 3 years later, I personally went and screened myself against hepatitis B. Basically, I wanted to know my status and have myself vaccinated. I was not sick, neither was I feeling any pains. Unfortunately, my results came when they are positive. I couldn't believe the results. I was in total shock after losing a colleague. At any time I used to recall the way my friend was buried, I thought I was going to die the next days. So I started informing my colleagues about my friends about hepatitis B and my status. But also I realized that each time I told them, they shied away from associating with me. But also I realized that some of my friends actually were living with hepatitis B and they knew their status. But they could pull me aside and tell me about their status and how they were not ready to disclose their status because of the stigma and discrimination associated if they would have told the community about their status. I thought in the beginning that my wife was the one who had infected me with hepatitis B because she comes from a region that has the highest prevalence in my country. We went together with my wife to the hospital only to find that my wife was negative. So my wife immediately took her vaccinations and completed all the series. However, I kept on wondering on what would be for my life the next day. As a young man, my wife promised me to offer me the support that I needed until I would carry on, and she was very supportive. I am speaking to using my personal experience and also becoming a voice for the patients in my country so that they can have access to adequate information to bridge the gap of stigma, but also to make available the medicine that they require and also the diagnosis that is required in the monitoring of these patients. And I'm doing this through the National Organization for People Living with Hepatitis B, a patient-driven organization trying to amplify the voice of patients living with hepatitis B in Uganda. So to me, the elimination of viral hepatitis means, first of all, empowering the patients to manage themselves, but also the introduction of birth dose for hepatitis B, and also making the access of hepatitis C drugs more accessible and affordable to the patients. So once we do this, I think the elimination will be very possible. Together, we can eliminate viral hepatitis. No hep.